Well guys, a review video for you. It makes a change. So what have I been up to? I've been kind of absent for 4 weeks. Well, up by me, a husky went missing up in the mountain ranges 4 weeks ago. It's still missing. So every night I've been up kind of walking 14-15 miles up through the mountain ranges, through the forest, trying to track her. And a lot of my friends would know that through years of experience, tracking's not a problem. I've been doing it for kind of 30 odd years, and I've picked up some really good signs of a dog on its own, which matches everything that she is really. The other night I had one sighting of a dog which looked like her on the headlamp. Unfortunately it wasn't in broad daylight, which I'd have liked for it to have been. And kind of at the top there they got windmill farming. As I give her a little call, she took a couple of steps towards me, and then the windmills were kicking in and she kind of turned and went off. I think it spooked her. So that's what I've been up to. I'm going to do a video on that because it's such a bizarre case. So yeah, this review video, fantastic bit of kit. LOMA. Now these are pretty cheap. They're around the 22-23 pound mark, so it's a good tarp for the money. 3 metre by 3 metre. I've been carrying it in my bag when I've been up in the mountains looking. I try to compact down a tarp, because up where we are you've got this this mountain range, and if you get stuck up there you're in the shite. I also carry my kind of BCB survival tin, which is featured for my new series of videos that's coming out when I eventually get to finish filming them. And I carry a couple of other little bits, and I'll go through kind of the bag that I've been carrying up in the mountains with me every night. Just a safety bag really, not so much of a kit bag. It's more of a safety kit, because like I say, when you're alone up there 14 miles from nowhere, you've got to really watch what you're doing. A slip, trip or fall could be a disaster. And so yeah, that's what I've been up to. But going back to this tarp, a great bit of kit. I have set it up. I will set it up and we'll go through it a little bit more in detail. Worth checking these guys out. They do a lot of dry suits, and for the canoeing guys, this is why I was like, you know what, actually it's not a bad thing to do the reviews for these guys. So they do a lot of dry stuff, like dry packs and all that. For the canoe guy, this is a website definitely worth for you guys to check out. The Bushcraft guys that have got the canoes, definitely go on there. It's highly recommended. They're first class people to speak to, deal with. And they kindly sent this for a review video. They contacted me, I didn't contact them. But they're trying to get into the Bushcraft gear more, which is nice. We need more shops doing it really, have that competitive market there, I think. They also do the 550 paracord, and it's nice to see this thinner paracord coming back. I had a hell of a trouble getting this. My favourite paracord, 550, but my favourite one is the thinner strand, and it's not thick. The last lot I bought was quite thick and I didn't like it. I didn't go much on it at all. This is the thinner stuff. 7 strands in there, and there is 7 strands in there, and it's perfect. You kind of get a row of that, it's not expensive. So yeah, I'm going to set this tarp up and we'll have a little look at it in details. Excellent. Yeah, so the tarp, the 3 metre by 3 metre tarp, I'll just stand back a bit. It's going up. This is on a slant, by the way, alright. The tarp's pretty on level. This forest is pretty steep. I have a slight runoff on the tarp because I want the water to drain off, but a lot of people ask me how I set my tarp up, because although this is keyed up with these double stitched rings for you to hang a ridge line in, or you can go ridge line under. I never use a ridge line on any of my tarps because I like a real quick fast setup, and I don't want to be bothering around with tarps with lines. So I just center of the tarp where I want to hang it from, I use paracord, 2 ends, and that saves me, I don't need to put a ridge line in, and this is independent. What I can then do is when I hang a hammock, if I want a ridge line for clipping stuff on, I run a complete different line in, slightly lower than my tarp, and it just simplifies the whole setup process, if you like. You can get plenty of tension on it so it's strong. And I've just found this method, if it zooms in now, I've just found this method of setting up a tarp. Quick, easy release knots all the time. They're very easy to tie, kind of come around, give it a bite, pull it tight. And I've found this method to be so much more effective in real bad weather, in winter camping. When your hands are really cold and trying to get a ridge line tight, blah, blah, blah. And I know there's some guys out there that are quite good at it. Once again, quick release knots, all ready to go. So I don't need to mess around with extra line. When I pack the tarp away now, everything's in the bag that I need to get the tarp going. Now this tarp does come with 4 tent pegs, and that's the first thing that I normally take out of my tarp setup, because in ground like this, basic normal camping tent pegs are no good. So I normally knock up a couple with some sticks around me, and that's what I shall do, and I shall peg it out and see it. 3000mm hydrostatic head on this tarp. They are slightly different shades, I think. One side is a darker green than the other. I'm not sure whether that's common, but it looks a different shade. But like I say, 3000 reinforced corners on this already. And as you can see on the back, you've got these fantastic strips, extra strength, that are there. So this tarp, bushcraft, camping, even canoeing trips, is designed for very wet weather, very wet conditions, especially having that 3000 hydrostatic head on it. It's quite good. And for the money, you can't go wrong, really. These black guidelines come with it, and you've even got the tensioning, plastic tensioning bands on there, on the lines that you want. There is additional loops where you can really bang this tarp out, and once again, all of these are reinforced. 3 metre by 3 metre, you know. Does it give the famous 3 metre by 3 metre tarp a run for its money? I've used all of them really, and it sure does. And at £22–23, this is a real good bushcraft budget tarp for anyone who's trying to get into bushcraft. I'd highly recommend this. A fantastic bit of kit. Really fits the bill for the wild camper, I think. It's got everything you need with it, and the package is not so expensive as what it could be. Some 3 metre by 3 metre tarps now, I've seen it around £50–60, and that money is just phenomenal. You really don't want to be paying that kind of money for a 3 metre by 3 metre tarp. I will be honest. When it comes to outdoor equipment and pricing of outdoor equipment, you got to be realistic. Are you going to be using it all the time? Occasional weekend camping, a week-long trip? It's not something you're going to be living under continuously all the time. So is it really worth paying £60, £70, £80 for a tarp? And that's what I always look at now, you know. What a fantastic bit of kit. That's the 3 metre by 3 metre. I'm going to peg it out because it's all crinkled now. It was lovely folded when I had it new, but because I'd set it up, I'd just stuff it back in the bag. There's my filming equipment, flask, my jacket, my 511 tactical bag. So yeah, I'm going to get this pegged out and then we'll have a look at it underneath. So the tarp is set up with 3 metre by 3 metre, and you can see the kind of space that you get in these. There's plenty enough to cover one person laying down. Or, you know, even the hammock set up. Instant windbreaker. It's outside there where I sat, it's a bit of a breeze there, and I've put this tarp up and it's just taking away that cold wind, and it's warmed up quite a bit. It just goes to show how much a simple setup like this, you know. This took me a bit longer to set up. It took me about 5 minutes because I had to add the additional lines on it before I'd put a ridge in when I'd set it up. But I've gone back to my old method, and I always say to myself, why change something when it's worked for all them years for you? Why bother changing it now? So I did my extra lines that I wanted to put in. So at any time now, when I take it out of the bag, it's just ready to go. And I haven't got to worry about taking extra paracord. I do cut the lengths of paracord quite long, and what that does then is, if I'm ever stuck for a little bit of paracord, I can just nip a bit off them lines, especially if your shoelace breaks or something. I got stacks there on each end to be able to whip off that to replace a shoelace. Or even a bow drill set if I'm going to make a bow drill fire while I'm out. So it just means that I've always got, for as long as I got my tarp with me, I've always got the line with me. Great. I love these 3 metre by 3 metre tarps. They are just fantastic. This is especially good, reinforced or double zipped. I'll say double stitched. I love it. I think it's fantastic. I'm going to pick the camera up in a minute and I'll take you for a quick walk around. But that's it, guys. What a fantastic bit of kit. I certainly like some of their dry proof bags they've got on there. I've been kind of toying with one that would suit my needs up in the mountains, because I'm noticing since I'd moved to kind of South Wales, a lot of the day packs I've got, even my Ospreys and all that, and my 511 gear, I love my bigger 511 pack. My kit, going out every day up in the mountains and walking and hiking, my kit's still getting damp now, and eventually that damp comes through on your packs. So I am going to look at probably a dry pack to see whether there's one really that could meet the needs of a day walker, day hiker, and to act as not only a day pack but maybe an overnight pack, whether you could get it all in that one compartment. I have seen a few. When I went to Snowdonia, there was a few guys that had some, but some of them look massive and that would be no good to me. Some of them look quite compact. Around 35-40 litres, I think something would suit me better than anything. Just something that I could get my dry kit, keep my kit dry. It's nothing worse than having wet kit. Like I say, I've been out every day looking for this dog, and the weather's been horrendous. And everything in my packs now, this is the third pack I'm on, because all my other packs are home now, hanging up drying. I say eventually that damp comes through on bags, so I'm definitely going to be looking at a dry pack next, I think. So yeah, let me have a look outside. I'll show you around outside and just show you this. Oh, let me pick you up off the stand. So there it is. There's the tarp, all set up, quite nice. It is nice too. Tension it out again later on if I had to, but that would be fine to sleep in under for a night. I'm hoping I'm getting it all in there. I am. I don't want to get my fingers on the camera. So there it is. Very impressed. So yeah, spin you around. Look at the forest. Just the sunlight trying to come through the trees up there. What a magical place it is to be. And of course, we're still going on about the missing 411, but really if you've got the right equipment and you know how to use it, it can be such a safe place and a fantastic place to venture out to. I'm kind of maybe a 2-hour hike up into the mountains. It's just fantastic. Peace and quiet. So guys, thanks for joining me and on this video. Don't forget to check out, I'll leave the links for this anyway and the website, because the website's definitely worth going on. Like I said, I kind of like their the canoeing stuff they've got on there. I'm not really into that yet, but it's something that I want to get into. Nice. Man, I should have bought the hammock. We could have had a night out, because that tarp would be sufficient for me. Plenty of room. You get 2 people under there, easy. So that's it. I'm going to enjoy this magical place up in the mountains. In fact, if I walk down, before I go, I'll give you a cheeky bonus, is it? I don't know whether you can kind of see over there, but look at the mountains. The view is fantastic. I'm going to sit under my tarp with my flask of coffee and enjoy myself. Beautiful. Speak to you on the next one.